Trump rages at Barrett's tariff ruling. Lindsey Graham's texts leak the backroom deal. As we are moving forward, a sub to the channel would be appreciated. The marble chamber of the Supreme Court hummed with a tension thicker than the humid D.C. summer air seeping through the high windows. It was July 15, 2025. A special emergency session called after Donald J. Trump filed a direct petition to block the Treasury from refunding $90 billion in tariff collections ruled unconstitutional by the lower courts. The case? Trump versus U.S. Treasury, a high-stakes showdown over executive power, trade policy, and Article I authority. At the bench sat Justice Amy Coney Barrett, her black robe crisp, her iconic lace collar a silent nod to tradition, her expression unreadable. This was personal. Trump had handpicked her in 2020, fast-tracked her confirmation, and bragged to rally crowds. Amy's my justice. She's gonna protect American workers. But 5 years later, Barrett had authored a 6-3 opinion in American Manufacturers versus Commerce, declaring Trump's 2018 to 2020 tariffs on steel, aluminum, and solar panels an unconstitutional delegation of legislative taxing power, a ruling that triggered the largest corporate refund in U.S. history. Trump was furious. He stormed into the courtroom flanked by his legal team, his red tie slightly askew, his face flushed with indignation. Cameras flashed, live stream spiked to 8 million concurrent viewers. X was trending, hashtag TariffGate, hashtag Barrett Betrayal, hashtag MAGA Revolt. Trump took the petitioner's lectern himself, no lawyer, just him, a stack of printed tweets, and the glare sharp enough to cut glass. Justice Barrett, he began, voice booming, you were supposed to be my justice. I gave you the fastest confirmation in history. I protected you from the fake news, the death threats, the radical left. And now you stab American steelworkers in the back. You let China win. This refund, $90 billion, is blood money going straight to Beijing. You call that originalism? I call it disloyalty. The gallery gasped. A Fox News reporter live tweeted, Trump just accused SCOTUS of treason in chambers. Barrett didn't flinch. Her voice was calm, surgical. Mr. President, this court does not rule based on loyalty to any person, party, or presidency. We rule based on the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8 grants Congress, not the executive, the power to lay and collect taxes. Your tariffs bypass that. The D.C. Circuit agreed. The record is clear. Trump slammed his fist on the lectern. The record is rigged, just like 2020. You think I don't know about the texts, the backroom deals? I've got sources, Amy, good sources. People are talking, even your friends on the bench. Barrett's eyebrow arched, the first crack in her armor. If you have evidence of judicial misconduct, present it. Otherwise, this is contempt. That's when Senator Lindsey Graham, R.S.C., Trump's longtime ally and 2020 confirmation warrior, rose from the gallery. He'd been subpoenaed as a fact witness after leaked metadata tied his phone to Barrett's chamber the night before the tariff opinion dropped. Graham approached the witness stand, sweating under the lights, his southern drawl thicker than usual. Justice Barrett, with all due respect, I was just checking in, making sure you had all the economic data on how these refunds would hurt South Carolina mills. That's all. Barrett leaned forward. Senator, were you aware that ex parte communication with a justice during deliberation violates Canon 3 of the Judicial Code of Conduct? Graham swallowed hard. I was just being helpful. Then the drop. A clerk in the back, a young woman with a manila folder and shaking hands, stood up. She'd been fired that morning after refusing to delete messages. Now she was live on every platform. Your Honor, she said,
voice trembling but clear. "I have the text. From Senator Graham. To your chamber, the night before the opinion dropped." She held up her phone, the screen projected onto the courtroom wall via emergency AV override. Text messages, Graham to Barrett Clark, 11:47 p.m., July 14, 2025. Graham, tell ACB if she rules against DJT on tariffs, he'll destroy her. Impeachment, primaries, the works. But if she finds a way, he'll protect her legacy. Steal jobs, SE wins. You know what to do. Clerk, sir, this is inappropriate. Graham, just pass it along, for the country. The chamber exploded. Reporters screamed questions. Trump pointed at the screen triumphant. "See? Backroom deals. Witch hunt." But Barrett wasn't done. She pressed a button on her bench. A second screen flickered to life. Barrett's response, autosave draft, 11:52 p.m. Senator Graham's message has been forwarded to the Judicial Conference Ethics Committee. Any attempt to influence this court will be met with full transparency and, if warranted, sanctions. She looked and looked directly at Trump. "Mr. President, you appointed me to uphold the Constitution, not to uphold you. The tariffs were unlawful. The refund stands. But in light of this interference, I'm referring Senator Graham to the Senate Ethics Committee, and I'm recusing from any future Trump-related tariff cases to preserve the appearance of impartiality." Trump's face turned purple. "You're fired! You can't recuse! You're a justice!" Barrett banged the gavel. "This court is in recess. Bailiff, clear the gallery." The fallout. 48 hours later. Hashtag Graham texts on one worldwide for 36 hours straight. The leaked conversation was remixed into 500K TikToks. Trump's disloyalty became a sound. Lindsey Graham announced he would step back from the Judiciary Committee to focus on South Carolina. Trump posted 47 Truth Social rants in 24 hours, calling Barrett Sleepy Amy and the worst pick ever. Barrett's approval among independents surged 18 points, seen as principled, not weak. The Tariff Refund Act of 2025 passed the House 312 to 118 with bipartisan support. MAGA splintered. 42% of Trump voters said Barrett did the right thing in polls. 3 weeks later, Barrett's rare public statement, Georgetown law speech. "No justice serves a person. We serve the Constitution. When pressure comes from any branch, any party, we do not bend. We disclose, we recuse if needed, and we rule." The clip went viral. Conservatives called it defiance. Progressives called it courage. Trump responded on X. "Amy Coney Barrett is a total disaster. Should have picked someone loyal. Hashtag never again." Viral clapback vault. Deep dive. This wasn't just a ruling. It was a rupture. A president versus his own appointee. A Southern senator exposed in real time. A justice who chose law over loyalty. A $90 billion refund that rewrote trade law. And it all hinged on one clerk, one phone, one moment of courage. Viral clapback vault, where power gets its day in court. Drop a fire emoji if Barry just became the most dangerous justice in America. Comment, should Trump be banned from SCOTUS? Viral clapback vault, where power gets its day in court.